Greetings, friends. Assisted Culling is an early access experiment that uses artificial intelligence to help you identify your best portraits. While I see huge potential for this kind of feature, the current version, in my opinion, is interesting but not reliable. Before we talk about which parts work well for me and which do not, let's jump into my Lightroom catalog so that I can take you on a tour of the new Assisted Culling system and explain its unique mechanics. You can use AI-assisted culling with folders or collections of images that are already part of your Lightroom catalog, or you can use it to evaluate new images during the import process. For this demo, I have a bunch of headshots that I've already imported into Lightroom Classic. So to use assisted culling, I need to go to the Library Modules Grid View. Then I need to open up this new panel near the top of the right-hand sidebar. As you can see, there are 3 select and 3 reject AI models inside of this new panel. Each of these options provides a different criteria that can help the AI cull through your images. I find the reject options to be the most reliable and the easiest to understand. When I enable the Documents and Receipts option, for example, the AI will quickly analyze all of these images and will mark anything that it identifies as a document with a little red circle. That's pretty neat, and the model had no problem distinguishing these photos of pieces of paper from my portraits. If I tap on the View Selects button only at this point, then all of the document and receipt photos are hidden away. Before you panic, let me make it clear that the red X in a circle is not a permanent mark, nor has anything been deleted from my computer. Not only can I still see the rejects if I deactivate this view mode, but if I close this panel, then all the red circles and those little green check marks completely disappear. I want to stress here that any time that you don't want this tool influencing your decision making, just close the assisted culling panel to turn this feature off. For our demo though, I'm going to open assisted culling back up, and then I'm going to turn on the Misfires reject criteria too. Again, the AI has no problem identifying these sloppy images as ones that are not helping me root out my strongest portraits. The exposure issues criteria is no different, but here I find that the AI in its current form is way too tolerant. It did fine identifying these 2 photos as unusable, but it missed this one near the bottom that's badly overexposed. When the AI makes a mistake, like it did here, you can right-click on the green checkmark or the red circle and override its decision. To be fair to Adobe, this technology is brand new, and I have no doubt that it will get better. But in its current form, I consider Lightroom's exposure issue screen an unreliable judge of usability. Let's say that we want to get rid of all of the images with the red circle. To do that, I can tap on the Rejects Only button here in the View section again, and after looking over these images, I'm sure that none of these are photos that I'm going to want to keep on my hard drive. To get rid of these, I'm going to tap on the Batch Actions button in the Organize Results section, and now I have 2 choices. If I want to delete these right now, then I could tap on the Remove Photos option down here in the Reject section. When this dialog appears, I would ordinarily tap on the Delete from Disk button to send these to the trash. But for this demo, I'm going to hit Cancel instead. This time, I'm going to tap on the Batch Actions button again, and then I'm going to tap on the Apply Flag option in the Reject section. Using this command, I can tell Lightroom to mark all of these crappy photos with a black reject flag for me so that I can delete them later. We need to make a distinction at this point, because now we have 2 types of rejected markings on the screen. The black flag with the little white X is like a star rating that we can use for images that we intend to delete later, and it will stick around even if I close the assisted culling panel. The black flag is super useful because it's tied to the Delete Rejected Photos command at the bottom of the photo menu. In my workflow, I prefer to mark images with this flag so that I can delete them all later once this project is done. Ordinarily, I would hold off on deleting anything until after I've picked my winners and made my clients happy. But for now, let's get rid of these unneeded mistakes. Now that the most egregious photos are gone, let's talk about the select tools at the top of this panel. If you're working on pure headshots, on photos like these, where the subject's eyes are the most important element in the image, then I suggest activating the eye focus option and leaving the subject focus choice alone. On the other hand, if you're culling through a batch of portraits where the subject's eyes are not visible or not the most meaningful part of the image, then the subject focus option might be a better starting point. Since the eyes are the windows to the soul in a headshot, I'm also going to activate the eyes open criteria. When I do that, these images where her eyes are closed or not fully open get eliminated. Now we can mess with the eye focus slider. Moving the slider to the left sets a more lenient threshold, and moving it to the right sets a stricter screen. If you are curious about why an image disappears or reappears as you adjust the focus threshold, then look over here at the new Culling Scores panel. When Lightroom evaluates each image, the Assisted Culling AI gives it a numerical score for subject focus and eye focus. As we adjust these controls, we're telling the program that we only want to see images with a score that is equal to or higher than our target focus threshold. That sounds great, and someday I think it will be. But in this 1.0 form, I find that the AI assigned scores are completely unreliable. Let's zoom in on this image, which gets a perfect score for eye focus. Those eyes look super sharp, so I can see why the AI liked this one. But if I move over to another image that also got a perfect score, then you can see that her eyes here are clearly not as sharp, yet their scores are exactly the same. Look at this one too. I don't know what the AI model is thinking, because here those eyes are blurry, yet this image also gets a very high focus score. Watch the scores over here as I flip through these images. You tell me, can you see a logic to why this would score so high when it's blurry? That makes sense. That makes sense. But this does not. I'm delighted that this feature exists, and I'm eager for it to improve. But for now, since I can't trust it, I don't feel like it's a significant time saver in my portrait culling workflow. I don't want to end this tutorial on a sour note. I hope that we will see future versions of this technology that are far more reliable soon. But in my humble opinion, version 1.0 of Assisted Culling is not ready for prime time yet, and it's not to be trusted. I hope that you found this video helpful. If your experience differs, please leave a comment down below, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in our next tutorial.